This one is on drag and drop, dragging and dropping your data, copying and pasting really is what we're going to end up doing. The first thing we're going to do is check to make sure the drag and drop capability is turned on. Then we're going to move data and move data to a new worksheet. We're going to copy data and copy it to a new worksheet. We're going to move insert and we're going to move insert to a new worksheet, and we're going to copy insert and copy insert to a new worksheet. I've set up a worksheet with sort of a little schedule that has all the shortcut keys to drag and drop, where we can move, copy, move insert, and copy insert data or content. But before we do that, we need to make sure that the capability is there and that the drag and drop functionality is turned on. And to do that, press Alt-F-T to get the Excel Options dialog box, left-click Advanced, and make sure that the Enable Fill Handle and Cell Drag and Drop is checked, turned on, and below that, Alert Before Overriding Cells is also checked. The first thing we're going to do is drag and drop or move our data. I'll first have to select some content, and I'm going to use the word data and content sort of interchangeably. This is really not data per se, this is content, but I may call it data from time to time. We have our content selected, a range selected. Move to the edge, any edge of the range that you selected till you get the four-sided arrow. Left click and move the cursor to a place where you want the data to reside. Again, we're going to drag and drop. We're going to move the data, cut and paste in other language. And Excel gives us a heads up on where this range will be. Visually and to the side, we see C21 to D29. That's the range that this data will occupy. When I release the mouse button, that data is moved. Beginning again, we're going to now move the data, the content, to a new worksheet by pressing and holding the Alt key, getting our four-sided arrow, left-clicking and holding down the mouse button, moving to a new worksheet, selecting the location and releasing, and we have now moved that data to a new worksheet. So that's moving the data. Copying the data is very similar. Left-click and drag to select a range, press and hold the Control key, and this time you get a plus sign rather than a four-sided arrow. It looks the same at this point because we have Excel framing out visually the location of where this copied data will reside, and Excel also shows us the range C20 to D28 of where this data will end up residing. When I release the left mouse button, I have copied the data. Copying to a new worksheet is very similar, as you might guess, although the difference would be to hold down the Alt and the Control key, left-click the border, go to the new worksheet, release the mouse button, and we have a copy of our content. So that's moving and copying. Next, we're going to move and insert the content to the new location. Left-click and select, hold down the Shift key, left-click the edge, and we can either insert vertically or horizontally. And whether it is going to do one or the other depends upon which side of the point of reference that you're on with the cursor. If I'm on the right side, it'll insert it vertically. If I'm on the left side, it'll insert it horizontally. And it'll sequentially sort of shift one direction or another depending upon where that point of reference is relative to the cursor. I'm to the left of it, it's a horizontal insert. To the right, it's going to be a vertical insert. So I'm going to go back over here. We're going to do a vertical insert by releasing the left mouse button, and the content that was in those cells shifts over to the right. Holding down the Shift key again, left-clicking the edge to do a horizontal insert, releasing, the content shifts down. And again, you can accomplish the same thing by moving and inserting content to a new worksheet by not only holding the Shift key down, but also the Alt key. The last thing we're going to do is copy insert, left click and drag to select the range, hold down the Control-Shift key, grab the edge where I get a plus sign because we're going to copy. But instead of moving, we'll have the same thing happen as before, but we're not moving, we're going to copy the content. So the content will be inserted like it was before, but it'll still reside in the original location because we're copying and not moving. And again, to accomplish this same task by copying and inserting to a new worksheet, press Control, Shift, and the Alt key. So that's drag and drop. We first took a look at the Excel option settings to make sure the drag and drop functionality was turned on, because you can turn it off. We moved data after we selected it by left-clicking the border where we got a four-sided arrow, where we could drag the content to a new location and release and accomplish the move. We copied the content by pressing the Control key, left-clicking the border where we got a plus sign, moving to the new location and releasing the left mouse button. We moved and inserted content by holding down the Shift key and grabbing the border where we again got our four-sided arrow. And we copied and inserted content by pressing and holding the Shift and Control keys down, left-clicking the border where we got our plus sign. And we accomplished all four of those tasks where the destination was a new worksheet or a different worksheet by pressing and holding the Alt key, in addition to what we would have to do to move, copy, insert the content within the same worksheet.